Hey team. Okay, so my apologies for taking a little bit to give you this feedback. I actually wanted to make an update to the app so that I could actually offer you a video feedback instead of writing down a dissertation to give you feedback on your work. So I've actually spent a good part of the day programming to be able to include this new update into the system so that we can get this video feedback to you. Nonetheless, so let's go ahead and kind of take a look at your paper. And what I want to do is kind of give you a good overview of what I think could help you out and maybe a few things that we can work on to improve. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at your paper. Now, this is me kind of already going to the meat and potatoes of it. However, as we start off, guys, you know, clearly you're going to need to start with this as your front cover page, right? Everything else that's part of the template needs to be removed. And yeah, I think that kind of goes without saying. Uh, for whatever reason, we have like 4 blank pages here. Certainly, I'm hoping you're thinking you'll remove those, or 5 or 6 blank pages. Good to have good table of contents. That's fine. Make sure that the font is the same across the board. Okay. More blank pages, and then we get to our executive summary. Um, so you'll need to remove the template material, right? But as we start diving into the executive summary itself, it reads well. You know, you are being optimistic, and certainly there's purpose and there's drive as to what you're trying to achieve for the community. As you start to bring up the poverty rates and you start to bring up some facts and figures, you know, I kind of want to see a reference to some data as you put down information such as a staggering 100,000 diabetics do not have insurance. That's great. It really could be, according to XYZ, a staggering, you know, we learned that just in the Rio Grande Valley, um, a staggering 100,000 diabetics do not have insurance. That's a great statement. You're not giving me any receipts. So instead of we learned that just in, maybe you could put according to yada yada, comma, there are 100,000 diabetics, 100,000 diabetics in the Rio Grande Valley do not have insurance, period. That would really give a lot more validity to your claim. And then you can just reference that, you know, at the end of your paper, at the end of your business plan, in a works cited. So I'd like to see dollar signs. If you're ever, you know, referring to money, such as 500 what? Dollars, right? And so just put the money sign, you know. You can put, instead of 6,000 and then spelling out dollars, you can just put $6,000. Um, so that would be something that I think off the bat you want to try and improve. Also, we need to work on our document formatting because this reads like one ginormous paragraph, which is difficult to read. Remember, guys, that when anybody is reviewing a plan or a pitch or whatever the case may be, a presentation, it's aesthetic. It needs to be aesthetically pleasing. It's not just a lot of data that's thrown on a document. It needs to flow. It needs to be easy to read, and you need to break down the sections in such a way that it's easy to go through. So, I think this is kind of getting past the formatting of it and the flow of it, I think this is a good start. Really, I do. I think you clearly state what you're trying to achieve for the community, what you're trying to achieve overall, and you know, we would then want to expand our medicine and bring in pills for diseases such as hypertension. The market for uninsured people is large in the region and has not gotten the attention it deserves. To anyone who wants to invest, we would be asking $700,000. Now, this might seem like a lot of money, but once you read our statistics later, you will get your money back in no time and will have financial security for the rest of your life. Okay, so I like where you're going with that, and certainly after the data we've looked at, yeah, it's a big amount, right? But as long as you're justifying that, then we should be good to go. Okay. So, general company description. The business will be competing in this pharmaceutical business. We will prioritize selling cheap medicine at a lower price while maintaining profits. So, when you say we will be prioritizing selling cheap medicine, it sounds like it's not good medicine. Maybe you would want to say generic medicine or generic, maybe generic might be a better way of saying that. Or you can say low cost medicine, period. We will prioritize selling low cost medicine while maintaining profits. And go a little bit more in depth, because look at what the prompt is asking for. What business will you be in? Well, yeah, you're going to be a pharmaceutical business, but what do you specialize in specifically? Like, give a little bit more specificity as to what you will be focusing on, because you're not going to start off. You're going to start off certainly with insulin, diabetics, hypertension, but that's kind of also your specialty. You are becoming a niche, right? So, whereas it would be difficult for you to compete with every other pharmacy out there out the bat, if you become the pharmaceutical company in our area, in our community, that focuses on these specific illnesses and medicines, then that's how you start to specialize and differentiate. And then your client base will, come to you understanding that you are their go-to people, go-to company for everything diabetes, everything hypertension. And then it becomes a lot easier for you to not only sell the 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 low cost medicines that they need, right? The insulin and the hypertension medicines, but everything else that is related to those specific illnesses, right? There are tons of other uh, medical devices, and there's lots of other supplementary materials, other products that diabetics need. Like, just off the top of my bat, I'm thinking circulation socks, right? Crutches. I mean things. Maybe not crutches, but things pertaining specifically to what people with diabetes need. People with hypertension need. And so you are being super hyper specialized to provide those stakeholders with that one-stop shopping experience where they can come to you everything diabetes. You see what I mean, boys? And so that's kind of the direction that we can go in as you start. And that, again, is like phase one of our business, is to focus on the the biggest illness facing our community, the biggest illness that our community deals with, and given the obesity, so on and so forth, we're choosing diabetes. So I think give a little bit more specificity here when we talk about a mission statement. Moving on. Okay, that's not bad. I like your mission statement. Missions. Our mission is to give healthy lives back to our community at an affordable price. You know, yeah, let's stick with that. Company goals and objectives. The goal of our company is to make profits while making sure that our community can afford the cost. Additionally, once our company has grown, we would like to expand to other areas. Okay, let's expand on that a little bit. So, when we talk about the company goal, the goal is not bad, okay? But you also need to talk about objectives. Like, in order to accomplish your goal, what do you need to do? If you're playing Call of Duty and you start a mission, when you start the mission, it tells you, in order to beat the bad guy, you need to disable the bombs, save the save save the hostages, and take out these major bosses. Well, whatever the case may be. Each one of those is an objective. So if you put out right here that your goal as a company is to make profits while making sure that your community can afford the cost, then what do you need to do in order to accomplish that? And another thing is, like, you don't want to say out front that that the goal of your company is to make profits. Maybe it's like the goal of our company is to make an impact on our stakeholders, right? People that have a stake in the well-being of our company, not shareholders. Um, to make profits is to make an impact in the lives of our stakeholders. You know, I think overall, guys, your first goal is you want to become profitable, right? Like, yeah. So then make profits is okay. Um, so yeah, you want to take a look at what your goal is, your big goal, what you want to achieve, and then the objectives. The prompt here gives you an idea. Objectives might be annual sales targets and some specific measures of customer satisfaction. How big or what are the objectives? If you want to make profits, well, how many units do you need to sell? How many customers do you need to serve? How much do you need to expand? How many deliveries? If you're going to be giving deliveries. So these are things that you want to list out, and just so that the investor has an idea of what your goal is and how you're going to achieve that goal. So put that in there, guys. Business philosophy. So you're talking a lot of the language that you're bringing up is healthy lifestyles. Well, guys, are you a gym? Are you going to be helping them with diets? Remember that the reason why you're going to be in business is because your customers don't have healthy lifestyles. So I'm not saying you don't want to help people be healthy, but the fact that they need you means that they're not healthy, or that they need your assistance, you know, um, that they need your services, your products to live, um, not a healthy life, but to live a impactful life, just to live life in general. Like, how else would you phrase that? It's not to bring back healthy lifestyles. So again, going back to the idea that you're there to support them with everything diabetes, if you do become the one-stop shop for everything diabetes, maybe you are also going to be able to provide what, dietary services, consulting. Will you have a dietitian that you can refer to? If you are going to be that specialist for these kind of things, then maybe you could help them with healthy lifestyles. But there has to be a connection there. You're not helping them with healthy lifestyles. They need your medicine to survive. It's because they don't have healthy lifestyles. Most most diabetics, like stage 2 diabetics, right? And you correct me if I'm wrong. If they were to improve their health, if they were to improve their lifestyles, and a lot of people would stop being diabetic. But in many cases, it's because they don't, or they don't have the means to, that they maintain that situation. Um, and I'm sure you've already done the research to determine whether or not what I just said was true. All right, describe your industry. Extremely competitive, always evolving. The communities, this industry has long-term changes because of new drugs that will be developed, and this industry has long-term changes because of new drugs that are being developed. Period. Okay. And restrictions. Let's fix this here, guys. Maybe just start off with restrictions there. Work on the grammar. All that being said, take advantages, making sure. Okay. Give me statistics about the pharmaceutical industry. Let me understand how much pharmaceutical companies currently make, specifically serving customers selling insulin. How big is the insulin market? How big is diabetes in terms of selling medications and other services and solutions and products to people with diabetes? How big is that? How much do pharmaceutical companies make a year selling diabetes medications, right? So that would be good to understand. And then based on what your goals are and the phases that you want to take your company in, because right now you're starting off with insulin, and eventually and then we're going to hypertension. What's next in that? Like, what are the next things that you see, and how is it that you see that your company is gonna grow in an organic way? With the idea that you're going to help the most impoverished socioeconomic demographic in our community with the medications that they need desperately, but because they're not insured, it's difficult to come by. What are you going to be able to do to provide them with that, right? Well, give me a good feel for what that industry looks like. And so here you could provide some charts, some figures. In fact, you can provide charts, figures, pictures, diagrams throughout this whole thing, guys. But I will tell you this. Um, for each of these sections, under general description, you would put, mission statement, leave that there as a subheader, and then remove this right there, and then you have your mission statement. Great. Same thing with that. Leave this here in bold. The company goals and objectives. Remove the rest, and then put down your information. Make sure it's well formatted, and include more specific information to help you really fill it out. You want to put some more meat and potatoes in there. Okay, describe your industry. We talked about that. Most important company strengths and core competencies. The most important strength we have is our knowledge regarding our community. With our understanding of the community, we'll have able to make higher success rates since we have advanced level compared to other competitors. Succeed. Technicians to help with this company also. Factor beneficial our company's location, which connects all counties located in the Rio Grande Valley. Okay. Okay. So I like that you're talking about understanding your community. What are the other things that make you competitive? Because we're talking about strengths compared to your competition, right? So what what are you going to be strong with? Aside from understanding your community, um, and the fact that you're in the medical field, because most people that start a pharmacy, they're in the medical field, right? Um, what is it about your company that you envision will help you be competitive? Because right now it seems as though you're really just like any other pharmacy. you know if I were to go to any pharmacy and say, well, why are you a good pharmacy? Well, we understand our community. Well, they live here, they grew up here, then yeah, they do. And we're in the medical field. Yes, you are. You're pharmacists, right? So what is it that makes you special? Is it because you're focusing on um, providing your medications at a low cost point, and so you can offer, you can become the specialists in our community in the Rio Grande Valley. You can be the specialist in it, and so then that's going to drive um, more customers to come to you, drive up revenue. And even though you're offering at a low cost, because of economies of scale, now you're actually generating more profit, right? So what are the things that you will consider strengths, competitive strengths, the fact that you deliver to the local community, right? Those kind of things. Legal form of ownership: sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, LLC. What I see you didn't fill that out. What kind of a company is this going to be, guys? Um, like CareerBridge is an LLC. I am the CEO. Maybe the two of you could be an LLC. Maybe one of you is the CEO. The other is, you know, vice president. Or maybe you don't even want that. You just co-owner, co-founders. That's it. Both of you are co-founders. I mean, as long as you have a good understanding of what kind of organization it is. However, if you are looking for angel investors, you're going to want to essentially start it up as a corporation, not an LLC, because then you can sell shares in the company. So I would say just go as a corporation, and then why you've selected this form so that you can raise capital by selling shares, to potential angel investors. Mm, Sole proprietorship, more manageable, it follows the business. Yeah, I see you just didn't bold this. Yeah, I would say make it a corporation, guys. Products and services. Yeah, I know we're saying drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. Just point that out. I don't know. That's not bad. So, are you gonna do, you know, drugs such as insulin needed within our community? You could kind of go in depth with the products and or services that you're gonna offer here, guys. So, pharmaceutical drugs pertaining to which illnesses, supporting which illnesses, right? And so you want to focus. Yeah, insulin is the primary, right? That's what all diabetics need. They need insulin. But do they also need blood testing strips? Do they need blood testing machines? What else do diabetics need that they can get from a pharmacy? You see what I mean? Like there are a lot of products and or services that you could offer to people that need that need those services, that need these products. So that's why we're talking about that again, going back to it. Go in depth into what it is that you're offering. So start off with we're focusing on pharmaceutical drugs, specializing in these illnesses, and then expand, right? Like talk a little bit more about it. If you have diagrams or pictures, put some pictures of the vials of the medicines that you plan to actually sell. Um, and then maybe some of the other products that you'll sell and that sort of thing. What factors will give you competitive advantages or disadvantages? Our prices, yep, that's good. Yeah, you can't afford many of the name brand types of medicines. I think that's a good thing to point out. However, it's like understand your target market. They don't have insurance. So, are they really the ones that are going to be looking for name brand? I would say point that out. You can say yes, given our margins, we won't be seeking out um, selling name brand medications. However, because of our target market, we feel we are still at an advantage, because they would be the type of individuals who maybe might not care much about name brand insulin or name brand medications. And then I would say another factor for competitive advantage, are you going to be specializing primarily in these illnesses and providing support products, services to them, such as, testing strips and whatever thing else, and delivering to their homes, that sort of thing. Pricing, fees, and leasing structures of the products or services. With an increase rate of 121%. So guys, this section here is just talking about the pricing of your product. What is the price that you're going to provide to your customers? And so I thought we had discussed it would be the cost of medication plus 15% markup, and then deliverable fees and that sort of thing. Is that still the plan? Because right now increase you're gonna increase it by 121%. That's it's kind of far away from what we had discussed, and I guess we'll talk about that. Um, but you don't need to talk about anything else. Just talk about the price that you're gonna sell this product to your customers. We need to put information for your marketing research guys. I we need information here for your research. You did interviews, you talked about that in your executive summary. You're not showing any of that here. And you're not showing any data, any secondary or primary research that you've done. So we need that. It's pretty important. Total size of the market, not bad. Good. Good. Guys, it's hard to read this. It's just the way it's formatted. Um, this is one big, large paragraph. Don't be afraid to break things up and, bullet points, really make it easy. You can use pictures, diagrams, you can use graphics, infographics. Um, you know, what is the total size of your market? Instead of just answering that flat out, you can put economics, facts about our industry, and then you can put a pharmaceutical. You can put a picture of you can put a picture of a medicine bottle, and then in the United States, you can put 527 billion pharmaceutical, and that gives a feel for it, and you can just put that number there, total size of the market, right? You can be creative, provide graphics and data, and still appeal to the aesthetics of the overall presentation. It's good data. Yeah, good data. Expected to grow. That's good. Why? Why is it expected to grow? Is it because people are getting older? Because people are getting less healthy? Why is it going to grow? There are studies. According to XYZ publication, poverty will grow in the country, leading to bigger market for US. Okay, so I mean, just kind of reference your sources. So right now you're referencing Brownsville, Texas, but you've already stated that you want to be located in McAllen. People in Brownsville are not going to travel to McAllen. It's too far away. They won't travel that far to save 20 bucks. Another thing, are or whatever the cost difference is going to be, are you going to offer delivery? Because I haven't seen that anywhere. And if you are, how far are you going to deliver? Something to think about. Okay. Not bad. Change in technology. would make marketing easier? I think we need to better understand that. Sort pills? Okay. Explain this whole section to me, guys, when you get a chance, because I'm not quite understanding it as you have it here. Like a change in technology, they want to understand if there was a change in technology overall, how would that make an impact not only in your industry but in your company, right? And so, how would it make marketing easier? And then it would also make the job of the pharmacist easier. Well, first, how would it make marketing easier? I don't understand that. And then machines for sorting pills, maybe. I guess you need to provide more insight as to what that's about, right? Government regulations, changing the economy, so on and so forth. Just being able to provide more detail is always better. Okay, not bad. Not bad, guys. Again, formatting. Formatting. Important. Breaking down your customers. This is good. Give me a picture. Who's your target market? Like, who's your perfect, ideal target market, right? Do you have a buyer persona? Put up a picture of, Jorge Garza is a 57-year-old Hispanic male, overweight, diabetes, you know. Find a random picture of a gentleman from Google and now he's Jorge and talk a little bit more about him. Okay. So you're listing your major competitors, Apple Pharmacy and Lopez Pharmacy. Well, Apple Pharmacy is in McAllen, right? You want to locate in McAllen, that makes sense. But Lopez Pharmacy, they're not in McAllen, they're in Brownsville. Lee's Pharmacy is in McAllen. Lee's Pharmacy would be a good competitor. So I would say look at those and maybe some other local competitors. Okay. Are you not going to put up Mark Cuban on here? I know we talked about indirect competitor. All right. So the price on a scale of 1 to 5, I haven't. We can talk about it, but what is your initial price? Well, your initial cost is what, and then I would imagine that would be on a 5 scale, or 1 is critical. No, I would say that would be on a 1 right here, a 1 scale, because that's very important in terms of. I hope it's very important because you're essentially saying that one of your biggest strengths is that you're going to be the lowest cost. So that should be very important to the customer. Good, good. Okay. All right. Not bad. Formatting. Guys, the low income, I get it. Yeah, a lot of businesses cater to them, but are you going to be the specialists in the in the illnesses that are specifically plaguing the low income communities? I mean, that's kind of, I think, the direction you need to go in with the way you talk about it. We'll talk about marketing strategy in our meeting. Promotion, good. Put up pictures. Pictures, diagrams, create a billboard on Canva. What's it going to look like? Put it on here. Give us some examples. Facebook, Lamar, okay. All right. Not bad. Good. Good. We'll talk about all this tomorrow. Pricing. Okay. Good. Guys, put up diagrams right here. I mean, put pictures of your competitors' logos and then their cost, your cost, and how they compare. Don't be afraid to just make it look good. Not bad. For your distribution channels, you're going to have a brick and mortar location. We will sell our products with prescriptions from doctors. Sell a monthly pack and get money from this exchange. A monthly pack? Okay, I guess I need to better understand what you're talking about there. You mean sell them their monthly insulin? Okay. Is that it? Where are you selling it from? Okay, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Um, I think we still need to understand production. I don't think. Yeah, we need to discuss that. Location. Okay. Good. 12 to 8 p.m. Good. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay. Management organization. All right. Not bad. Not bad. 50/50, 20%. Okay. Is this in the form of shares? Are you providing straight equity? So, are you offering 20% for 700,000? Think we're gonna get into this? Total startup costs. Okay. So, I would like to, yeah, I think you just need to kind of go over the book, the investment a little bit more. Okay. All right, boys. So, think this is good start. Looking forward to it. There are a few sections that we really need to kind of dive into: marketing strategy, um, the financials, in terms of, what's the offer? What are you offering to investors? That sort of thing. Looking forward to it. Thanks.